Shalom, shalom. Brother Zay here, teaching the nation of Israel what you need to do to stay in the truth, what is the truth, and just things that y'all probably don't know about. So first, we're gonna get Revelations chapter 6 verse 7. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny." O Salakia. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." So before we dive into that, let's get Revelations 11:1 real quick. Revelation. And bear with me, I'm outside. I have nothing to put my phone up, so I'm just holding it with one hand, flipping the pages with the other. Chapter 11, Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life. So what's 3 days and a half? It's 350 days. From God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So in this verse, it's talking about after the 350 days after slavery was put into the captivity, we started coming back into this truth because Christianity was beaten into us, and we didn't know our nation, we didn't know the truth about our people. So we was following the so-called white man ways. But now we're starting to wake up, the Israelites. You see prophets on the streets, the highways and byways, and the so-called white men and other nations that see us coming back into our true identity. They are afraid because they know their kingdom is about to fall. So let's go back to Revelation chapter 6. Revelation chapter 6 verse 7. 6. And we had opened the fourth seal. I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. So hell is not a red dude poking you with a fork underground, a red dude poking you with a fork underground or anything. Hell is a state of living, and it follows behind death. So a lot of destruction is coming to America, as you can see in Venezuela. Famine is happening there. A lot of death because there's no food or resources. Horse means power. Power was given to death and hell. So that's about to take place here in Babylon, so-called America. Mainly Esau's going to be doing the killing with the sword. And this famine of food and water is about to take place. So let's get second address. Oh damn, I have that in the book. Shalakia, we're going to get that. We're going to get Jeremiah 30:6. Bear with me. There's just a lot of things y'all don't know that's about to happen to America, and our people are asleep. They're drunk off that wine, spiritual wine. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Where's it at? Shalakia. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now, see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all the faces turned to paleness? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the times of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So Jacob's trouble is about to happen, where martial law is about to kick off. We're kind of in Jacob's trouble, but it's like a low point, because that ICE immigration thing, rounding up the so-called Hispanics, that's like a form of Jacob's trouble, but it's not at its peak. But that's going to happen to all the Israelites. They already have FEMA camps they're going to put us into and kill us. And especially if you're a man of the Lord and keep the commandments. And Yeah, a lot of destruction and chaos about to come. Let's see. So let's get lucky. There's a lot of bugs out here. Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. So in the FEMA camps, we're going to get beheaded. We're going to have to die for the Lord. Um, it's sweet to know that you're an Israelite, but just the bitterness part of it, you got to die for the Lord. If you're going to be in this truth, you have to have that mindset to die for the Lord, or else what's the point of being into this truth? You know. Revelation 6. Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. So this is John seeing the souls that were slain for the word of God, for the word of God. So if you're going to come to this truth, you got to be ready to die for it, because you never know what your lot is. So let's get Revelations 12 and 17. So yeah, Esau and the so-called whites, the damn devils, they're going to come and round up the men of the Lord, Jacob, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're going to come round us up and kill us. They're going to be like a madman. Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. So who's the dragon? That's Esau. The woman is Jacob, the Israelites, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua. The seed is Jacob, Salakia, is the Israelites. The test and have the testimony of Yahushua. So those who prophesy and keep the commandments, they're going to come and make war against us to kill us and destroy us, because they know their kingdom is not at hand. It's about to fall. So they're going to be like a madman and try to take us all out. But you will be delivered at that day, Lord willing, if you have faith. You don't know where your lot is. You might get delivered. You might not even have to see that day. You might be somewhere safe. You might have to die for the Lord. You never know. That's why when you come to this truth, you got to have that mindset that you're going to die no matter what, because you never know what your lot is. So let's get Revelations 20 and 4. There's just a lot of things I just want to touch up on the Sabbath. Shalom to those who's keeping the Sabbath. Not supposed to eat, nor drink, or do any work. Keep it holy. Revelations 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. So worshiping the beast and his image, meaning following the philosophies that you have, that they have out here, being into the world and not following the Bible. Neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So not doing any action, evil action on the left-hand side that corresponds with the so-called white man philosophies. So okay, I lost my train of thought. 24. Oh, Shalakia. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua, with Christ, a thousand years. So, yeah. So if you're not worshiping the beast, then if you're not worshiping, Salakia, if you're not worshiping the beast and doing the commandments and everything, you're gonna be saved, man. But if you're out here wicked as hell, partying on a Saturday night, Saturday day, you're gonna get destroyed. Not keeping the holy days, you will get destroyed. That's wicked. Come on, Jacob, let's get this. You should be mad that you're in this captivity still. You should be wanting to get out this captivity, not um, want to party all the time and have fun. It's not supposed to be fun. Um, you got Jake over here depressed because he can't go to a party that he want to go to, so he's gonna be mad at his mom. Or he won't go to the mall with his friends, but he can't. Now he's gonna be mad. Suck it up. Read the Bible. They want to have fun and everything, but nobody want to read the Bible. Okay, let's go to Joel. Bear with me. I'm using one hand right now. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask. Email is in the description. Joel chapter 2. Shalakia, please bear with me. 12. Joel chapter 2, verse 30. And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. So the sun's going to be darkened and the moon turned to blood right before Yahweh shall come. That's going to be during Jacob's trouble and everything. It's going to be chaos during that day. You're not going to know when it's going to come. So when you see that blood moon and the sun is going to be darkened, you should be ready for that kingdom, because it's right there. It's right there, man. So let's get Revelation 6 and 13. So now I'm about to tell you what's going to happen to America, how they're going to get destroyed. So let's go to Revelation chapter 6, verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So when the stars are symbolic to ICBM missiles hitting the earth, correct? Right? It looks like a star. This is John trying to prophesy, because he don't know what ICBM missiles back in his time. So he's trying to do his best to describe what it looks like. Because when you see it in the sky, you can look on a video, it looks like a star. So a star about to hit the Babylon, but it's really a ICBM missile. This is him prophesying. So let's go to Revelation chapter 9, 17. Revelation chapter 9, verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the head of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. So, the page keep flipping. It's pretty windy out here. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, or their tails, in Salakia. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails. For their tail were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. So John saw a missile in his vision. In a vision, he saw the armor on the missile. He compares the missiles to a lion because it was out as loud as a lion roar. It was the sound of war. Then when it explodes, fire comes out the mouth and devours everyone in its path. So it's that nuke, that atomic bomb, and it devours everyone in its path. Power of the mouth is the fire. Tails like a serpent is the smoke issuing at the bottom of the ICBM missile. So when you see it in the air, you see the smoke trailing behind it. It looks like a serpent's tail in the air. So that's when it compares it to a serpent. Looks like a tail. So this was going to happen to when it's about to hit the missiles, the rich men like the Rockefellers and Donald Trump and all those people, this is what they're about to do when it's about to hit, because they know what's about to happen. They don't care about you. They only care about themselves. So if you're not in that top elite group, like filthy rich people, then it's either you get into this truth or you're going to die. Simple as that. It's that simple. For the Israelites only. The other nation's going to die no matter what. So, Lord willing, I can be saved. Let's get to chapter 6, verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as the fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were removed out of their places. Meaning when the bomb hits, when you see an atomic bomb explode, you can see that mushroom cloud. That's how it means the heaven departs as a scroll. And every mountain and island were removed out of their places, meaning the bomb destroyed the mountain, which is, a kingdom, a part of land. It destroyed that. It removed everything out of its path. Verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens, and in the rocks of the mountains. So, in, what's it called? Them dens underground. Doomsday preppers. They're going to try to hide themselves underground, thinking they're all safe and everything. And said to the mountains and rock, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Nobody gonna be able to stand when he comes. So when he's about to hit, that's when Yahushua is gonna come back. That's when the kingdom for the Israelites are gonna. That's when the fall of your enemy, which are the so-called white people. That's when Babylon's gonna fall. That's the judgment for the white people. For Esau and for America, because everybody was drunk off that fornication, off that wine. So the mist is going to destroy America and the other nations, and that's when Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, going to come and save us and deliver us, His people, the elect, 1/3. That's when He's going to come, and then the place that you see right now is temporary. It's not eternal. So, yeah, this place is going to get destroyed very soon. So please, get into this truth. I beg it. Because it's about to get real out here. Because once this famine comes for the word, meaning you won't be able to get this word anymore. Nobody will be able to know what the truth is, because the prophets, they won't be on the highway and byways anymore. Because that famine's about to hit. So get this knowledge while you can. Get this wisdom. Because it's going to be too late. And yeah, Shalom.